Everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Fire service, precinct on.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Lord God, creator of all things and the giver of all good gifts, Lord, you've given us this building tonight. You've given us this free country to be able to honor these young men, Lord, and their sacrifices that they've made through these past weeks, Lord. And we're grateful for them. We're grateful for the gift that they're going to give back to us, our department, our community, Lord. Lord, I ask that you be with them. Help them to lead and serve with compassion, Lord, with grace, with humility, our community and each other. Lord, I ask that in this world, Lord, your word says that we will have trouble. And as they respond to these troubles, Lord, they're going to see things that they wish that they hadn't seen, Lord. So we ask that they understand that they can come to you when these things happen, Lord, and cast their cares on you, their fears, their anxieties, their grief, and to not things of this world, Lord. We pray for the families and their future families and their relatives, Lord, that they will have peace as they embark on this new season, as their family member leaves for 24 hours, Lord, and just let them rest in that peace that you're sovereign, Lord, and that you're in control. God, I ask that you help these men to know that although this is a noble profession, Lord, that being a firefighter is what they do, that is not who they are. Lord, I ask that they put a focus on not what they are becoming, Lord, but who they are becoming, Lord. I ask that you give them wisdom and discernment to understand what that means for each one of them. Pray these things in Jesus' name. And all God's people say, amen.
Post the colors, move. Hope. Recover.
Please be seated. Good evening. I want to thank everybody from coming out tonight here to celebrate Class 226. My name is Drew Martin. I'm a training officer with Slidell Fire. I've had the privilege of being one of the many instructors to help Dean again with this year's rookie school. But before I get started, I need to say something to Chief Kaufman. Chief, you remember about 2 years ago, you cornered me at the training academy and you said there's no way someone's mustache could be that dark. And you demanded I tell you what product I used to color it. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. Now my weekly ritual is standing in front of the mirror and plucking all the little white hairs out of it so that you don't know. Remember that, huh? Yeah. We all get old. So tonight we're here to celebrate Class 226. I must tell you, every year we say that this class is better than the last. I refuse to say that this year, and not because they don't deserve that title, but because I think they all do something a little more unique. Each passing year, it gets harder and harder to find what that is, but this group, what I think they really did was, what they did that stood out to us the most was they were very disciplined. A very disciplined group of young men. And I lost where I was, I'm sorry. Thought I had it memorized, but apparently I didn't. I don't believe we had someone late to class at all. That's pretty impressive. You know, that's very impressive. Least amount of punishments handed out. Physical punishments, huh? We didn't do too much of those, I don't think. Yeah. You know, in a world where people seem to be lacking a lot of discipline as the generations go by, y'all were an exception to that rule. And we appreciate that as instructors. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the class of 226.
Tonight we have the privilege of welcoming 16 new firefighters to Slido Fire. The journey was not an easy path for them, but each and every one of them that are on stage have earned the right to be there. Nothing was given to them. But now, class 226, you have to earn something different. You see, when your first shift, when you report to duty, you're entering a profession that is built on tradition, respect, and honor. Now, these were earned by those who have come before you, and it is now your responsibility to pick up that torch and carry it into the future so that newer generations can then benefit. When members of the public are at their worst, when they're in their dire need, it is you who they will call on. And as instructors up here, we know that you are both willing, ready, and able to accomplish that. To help members of the audience get a sense of what they went through, we talk about rookie school and recruit and all these different things, but rookie school begins with very physical, intense training. While many are still asleep, these young men were running, doing push-ups, sit-ups, going up and down towers, many times before the sun had even risen. Academically, they had to go through rigorous testing, skills. They became emergency medical responders, hazmat awareness and operations certified, firefighter 1 and 2. When not in the classroom, they were on the drill grounds, in gear, every single day. There was not a day that went by in the class that they weren't sweating, that they weren't tired and exhausted, and yet they showed up every single day ready to work harder. But this class doesn't happen just with the people sitting on the stage with the academy staff. It takes a group of dedicated, passionate people who all are pulling in the same direction. And so first and foremost, I'd like to thank our Board of Commissioners. They help us and they're champions for us, and they give us everything we need. And each month I get to give a report and tell them how the class is doing, and they ask and they're curious because they truly care. Our administration, we're fortunate to work at a department where the administration wants us to succeed more than we do, wants this class to succeed more than they want to. So to Chief Kaufman and Chief Gross, to all the members of the administrative staff, we appreciate the support. There wasn't a request that we made that wasn't answered. There wasn't a overtime issue. That everything was approved so that we can graduate the men before us. To the suppression staff, they are probably sick and tired of us calling and texting them and saying, can you send a truck out? Can you send manpower? They never complained. They never asked, can you do this? They just answered the call and made things work for us even when it was harder for them. So we truly appreciate that. And then the adjunct instructors. If you look on your program, you're going to see a lot of adjunct instructors on there. But what that name doesn't tell you is that these people worked 24 hours a day before. They gave up time on their side job. They gave up time away from their family or time just to relax, to be there with those recruits each and every day. To the academy staff, it doesn't happen without them. To Timmy and Drew, work still goes on outside of rookie school. We still have drills to do for members of suppression. We still have annual training. We have classes to teach. All this still goes on, and yet somehow they find the time to be able to handle all of it. And to Ms. Nikki, she's going to hate talking about her, but she's the mom of the academy, and I mean that in the most sincere, genuine way possible. Without her, this doesn't look this nice. The programs would have been handwritten by me and Dean, and as Chief can tell you, my handwriting's terrible. But she goes above and beyond when she doesn't have to, because she really cares. And now at this point, Dean is thinking, thank goodness he forgot about me. And he's going to turn red and smirk and smile and hate what I'm about to say. But Dean was the lead instructor for Class 226, and words cannot begin to describe the job he has done. He was at work hours before he was supposed to. He stayed late. He never complained. He just says, I want to hold the standard. I want to do a better job, a better job. He gave this class everything they needed to succeed, but more importantly, he gave them everything he has, his time, his effort, his energy. You see, Dean poured his heart into this academy. The success of Class 226 is a direct reflection of his preparation, the standard that he holds himself to and others, and his commitment to this department and the recruits. We could spend hours going on talking about that, but I know he's going to hate me, so I'll just say this. Dean did an incredible job, and this class is better because of you. To Class 226, tonight is a celebration. You made it. All the times we're mad at you and getting on you, and all the times you probably hated us, well, it came to this. But it's not the finish line. It's just the beginning. You see, the badge that you receive represents trust. It represents sacrifice. It represents a promise that when people call, you will answer. You are now a part of something much bigger than yourself. Honor those who came before you. Take care of the people beside you, and leave the job better for those who come after you. Congratulations, Class 226.
How y'all doing? My name's Dean Marullo. I've had the privilege over the past several months of being the lead coordinator for this class, and they've had the privilege of making my job very difficult. Not because they were bad, not because they had any problems. It was mainly because every time we tried to do something or implement something, they found a way to beat it. If we told them to have the flag up at 7 o'clock, flag was up at 6:50. We told them to be back by lunch by noon, they were back at 11:50. It didn't matter what we asked of them, they came through and they were able to do it. And honestly, that's kind of rare. Normally, we have slight problems and we have hiccups and we have tower days and fun runs and all that stuff, and it did not happen with this class. This class developed a culture very early, and it was to raise the expectation, not just for themselves, but for everybody around them. Don't get me wrong, they weren't perfect. Early on, this class struggled with something that every recruit class struggles with, and that's understanding that this profession is a lot higher than an individual. At first, everybody wanted to just survive for themselves. They wanted to complete the task, rip the gear off, catch their breath, mentally check out before we were done. But that's not how the fire service works. This job is not a place where individuals thrive. It's a place where teamwork and work ethic are celebrated. And because I knew that this class was capable of operating at a higher level, I never let them settle for anything less. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not a person that gets mad all the time, but I will hold people harshly accountable when I know that they're capable of more. There was one evolution that they had to advance a hose up the tower, and they had to run it through the maze and do a whole bunch of stuff, and we ran it probably 10 times, back to back to back. And it wasn't because they couldn't physically do it. It was because everybody was trying to work at a different pace. Everybody was trying to do their own individual thing, and they wanted to one person wanted to go faster, one person wanted to do this. It was all over the place. I finally lost my patience for a minute because I knew at that point they were capable of doing everything that they needed to do, but they weren't buying into the team mentality. And then it finally clicked. And once it clicked, everything changed. That was one good moment. But the moment that really defined this class was for their evac walk. Now, through the academy, I told y'all I was only gonna lie to y'all one time. Tonight, I'm gonna come clean. I lied twice. For the first evac walk, they had to don all their gear, put everything on, get on air, and walk as far as they possibly could. They didn't know the distance of what the record was or anything like that. They just had to walk and then turn around and come back, and everybody had to cross the finish line on air. It's very hard because as you're walking, all you're thinking about is breathing. There's no music, there's no talking, there's nothing. You're just in your head, going to your safe space and just walking. And every breath reminds you that your tank is draining and you're running out of time. The current Academy record before this class was 1.5 miles. Yeah. On their first attempt, they did 1.9 miles and shattered the record. But I didn't tell them that. Instead, I secretly exaggerated the distance, and I told them that it was 2.2 miles. Honestly, I didn't think 2.2 miles was possible, but after watching them walk 1.9 miles, I realized something. They still had more left, and they still had the ability to do more. So I told them I would give them another opportunity to break the record. And immediately, this class did what they always do. They set the expectation really high, and they set a goal of 2.5 miles. Just so everybody here understands, that's probably impossible for this amount of people to complete that. But they set out to do it anyway. And honestly, part of me was excited. Not because I wanted them to fail, because I knew what they were about to experience, that's something every firefighter eventually experiences, and that's defeat, real defeat. The kind that humbles you, the kind that brings you to your knees and kills your ego, and you just feel like you're about this big. Sure enough, about 3/4 of a mile right before the finish line, the wheels came off. The group started separating, low air alarms were blaring, blisters were popping on the back of people's feet, people were exhausted, and then we had our first recruit finally drop. Not because he quit, not because he wanted out, he literally dropped to his face on the ground, trying to keep moving forward. Chief, it was totally safe, I promise. That moment perfectly represented the culture of this class. It's die tired. Once we got everybody situated, tempers were high, words were exchanged, egos were shattered, and honestly, the team was fractured at that moment. So me and Clint told them, y'all stay right here, y'all come back to the academy when y'all are one class. When they finally made it back to the academy, I asked them a simple question. What'd you learn? The first answer was the thing that I was trying to get them to realize this entire time. It's better for all of us to fail together than for only a few of us to make it. And right there, they finally got it. They understood that teamwork is not optional for this profession, it is survival. So yes, class 226, I'm sorry I lied to y'all, but the juice was worth the squeeze, because now you understand something that I can't teach you through a PowerPoint or a textbook or anything like that, but that's nobody succeeds in this job alone. The fire service takes a lot from you. It takes your sleep, it takes your holidays, it takes time away from your family, but somehow it always finds a way to fill your cup back up, because the brotherhood standing beside you is that strong. And that's what I hope y'all remember for years from now. Not the workouts, not the punishments, not the stress. I hope y'all remember how much the people that were involved with teaching you actually cared about you. That's why the standard stayed high. That's why we cared. We're not gonna lower it, period. And to all the families here tonight, the recruits' families, family of the instructors, the fire families, to my family, thank you. You sacrificed too. The long nights, the missed dinners. I know they were tired and probably saying a bunch of lovely words about me, but it was all worth it in the end. To the adjunct instructors, thank y'all. Every correction, every late night conversation that we had, every expectation that was enforced came from a place of investment. There are many hands that help with this class, but Clint and Chris, I can't express enough how much y'all meant to us. And what's crazy is they're out there every single day with me. And when this class got done, they told me, thank you for allowing me to be involved. You're not involved. You are the part of this that holds all this together. And I just really wanted to take the time to say thank y'all. But today we accomplished our mission. We didn't graduate groups of people that work for a fire department. We graduated a bunch of firemen. Class 226, you earned this. You learned to raise the expectation. You learn that average can spread wildly if you don't check it. And you learn that this profession demands more than individual toughness. It demands accountability to your crew standing beside you. Out there, nobody will care how tired you are. The public will call, and you better answer. On behalf of myself and every instructor who stood beside you through this whole process, we really wanted to say congratulations. And when you get tired and the 3 a.m. call comes in, just remember, nobody cares. You gotta work hard.
Bryce Carruthers, and I'm going to give a class address. 4 months ago, I had no direction in my life, and I called up the academy to find out some general information, only to be told that the next class started the following Monday, and that if I wanted to be a part of it, I needed to be at the academy with my deposit in the next 2 hours. So I had zero time to think. I just dove right in, and it was the best decision I've ever made. The experience myself and my classmates have had over these 4 months is something that's hard to describe. Literal blood, sweat, and tears have been given by every one of us to make it through to the end. I speak for everyone when I say none of us expected it to be as hard as it was, and that we wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Each challenge we faced was unique and made us stronger in ways we never thought possible. From our first workout in full gear to the day we earned the class flag, we were put through grueling physical exhaustion that none of us have ever felt before. We were also tested academically with 4 state tests that we all agree were pretty unfair. We were pushed to our physical and mental limits time and time again, all to prepare us for life-saving in the real world. Every man that I stand here graduating with would give their lives for each other, for every one of you in the crowd, and for anyone who calls upon them in a time of need. I want to thank each of my classmates for the effort that they gave and for pushing each other to be better every day. The friendships made in this academy will last a lifetime, and I expect great things from every one of us. I want to thank the families of my classmates as well as my family for supporting us through these tough 4 months. None of us could have done it without y'all. Most importantly, I want to thank our instructor staff, Chief Harrison, instructors Marullo, Martin, Dudenheffer, Coulon, Hewitt, Norman, Suber, Haley, McGooey, David, Chief Rubleski, Miss Nikki, and anyone else that I missed that did take part of our training in making us firefighters. After dealing with horrible teachers in high school and college, I expected to have at least one instructor who was not up to par, and that was the exact opposite of my experience. Every one of them put their heart and soul into their teachings, and we could all tell they really cared about us. They worked harder than we did most days to give us the training we went through, and that work does not go unnoticed. Each student of Class 226 has changed for the better, and we couldn't have done it without all these amazing men and women who worked tirelessly to make sure we were prepared. This has been an experience of a lifetime, and I truly had the time of my life. Each citizen of Slidell should sleep better at night because this group of men will be the best the Academy has ever produced, and we all stand prepared to protect the community. Thank you all. Please give a big round of applause for Class 226 and everyone that made it possible.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Ryan Welch, and I'm speaking today as one of the class captains of Class 226. First off, I just want to thank the family, friends, and most importantly, Class 226 for being here today. Today marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another. When we first walked into the Fire Academy, we all came from different backgrounds, different experiences, and different reasons for being here. But through long days, hard training, sweat, setbacks, and determination, we became one team. This academy tested us mentally, physically, and emotionally. There were moments where we were exhausted, frustrated, and pushed to our limits. But every challenge reminded us why we chose this profession, to serve others when they need us most. As Class 226, we learned that being a firefighter is more than strength or skill. It's about trust, discipline, sacrifice, and having each other's back no matter what. To our instructors, thank you for pushing us harder than we thought was possible and preparing us mentally for what we carry now. To our family and loved ones, thank you for your patience throughout this journey. We could have not done it without you. And to my classmates, it has been an honor standing beside you. What we earned here today was not given, it was earned together as one. And lastly, Chief Harrison, during my interview, you had one question for me, and it was, well, what's the reason you're gonna stay here? At the time, I didn't have a good answer for you, but I do now. To my brothers here and the people in this crowd. So congratulations, Class 226. Stay humble, stay hungry, and never forget your why.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I wanted to thank our instructors, our family, and everyone who supported us throughout this journey. There's absolutely no way any of us would be standing here tonight without the people who stood by us every single step of the way. When we first walked into the academy, we all came from different backgrounds, different experiences, in different walks of life. Some of us knew each other, most of us didn't. But somewhere between the early mornings, intense physical training, evolution, sore bodies, and moments where we thought we had nothing left to give, we became family. This academy taught us a lot more than how to pull hose lines, force doors, throw ladders, or even fight fires. It taught us discipline, it taught us accountability, and it taught us sacrifice. But more than anything, it taught us what it truly means to serve other people before yourself. There were days where our bodies wanted to give out, days where mentally we felt drained, days where quitting honestly sounded better. But one thing is, this academy teaches you very quickly that this job is not about comfort. It's not about convenience, and it's definitely not about quitting when things get hard. This job doesn't need comfortable firefighters, because one day, somebody's life is going to depend on us. At some point in the future, every single one of us will respond to somebody having the worst day of their life. Somebody trapped in the fire, somebody seriously injured, a family begging for help. And in those moments, they're putting complete trust in us. They won't care how tired we are, they won't care how long our shift has been, and they won't care if we're sore or how mentally drained we feel. They're going to look at us and expect us to do our job. That responsibility is something bigger than all of us, and I think this academy has taught us, every single person sitting here tonight, what that truly means. One of the greatest things the academy gave us is brotherhood. There's something special about suffering together, about looking to your left and right where your tank feels empty and realizing the men beside you refuse to let you fail. We pushed each other every single day. When one person struggled, somebody stepped up. When another person doubted themselves, somebody reminded them why they started. And earning that flag together is something I will carry with me for the rest of my life, because that flag represents every bruise, every early morning, every failure, every lesson, and every single moment we choose to keep going instead of giving up. As I carry that flag with me for the rest of my life, I will reflect on the reasons it means so much. There's a reason sacrifice and suffering means so much in this profession. As a Christian, we all know the image of Jesus carrying the cross, even while suffering, even while exhausted, even while being beat down physically and mentally. He kept carrying it because there's a purpose greater than his own. The job asks us to carry weight too. Maybe not that same cross, but heavy burdens. Long nights, fear, stress, pain, and sometimes carrying the weight of somebody else's worst day on our shoulders. And that's one of the biggest lessons this academy teaches you. No one owes you success, no one owes you respect, and no one owes you an easy road. Everything worth having in life is earned through the discipline, pain, and perseverance. You earn your place, you earn the trust of people beside you, and every single day, you earn the badge you wear. Being picked as one of the captains is the greatest honor, but the truth is, leadership means absolutely nothing without the people standing beside you. This class made me a better man, a better teammate, and hopefully one day, the kind of firefighter somebody can depend on when everything around them is falling apart. To our instructors, thank you for pushing us past limits we didn't think we could handle. At the time, we may not have understood every lesson or every hard moment, but now we realize you are preparing us for reality. Because fire does not care if you're tired, emergency does not care if you're scared, and the people calling 911 are not calling us because they're having a good day. They're calling because they need help. And one day, somebody we have never met is going to trust us with the most important thing they have, their life, their child, their spouse, and their family. This is not just a career, it's a responsibility. But like we were taught throughout this academy, when the weight gets heavy, you keep moving forward anyway, because somebody else is depending on you. Standing strong when people around you are falling apart, being calm in chaos, giving everything you have left when your body says there's nothing left to give. That takes heart, that takes faith, and that takes purpose. And to our families, thank you for carrying that burden alongside with us. Thank you for understanding that the missed times, the exhaustion, the stress, and the sacrifices nobody else sees. While we were here learning how to save lives, you were at home supporting us so we could keep going. Tonight might feel like the finish line, but in reality, this is only the beginning. The title firefighter is not something you earn one time standing on a stage. It's something you continue every single day throughout your actions, your integrity, your discipline, and the way you treat people. Most people say they want to be better. Some just hope adrenaline will carry them through the way. The fire ground exposes both. Gear doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't care how motivated you are that morning. It exposes your conditioning, your composure, and whether you built yourself for hard work or comfort. Once the bottle starts draining, the truth about yourself shows. Years from now, nobody is going to remember our test scores or how many evolutions we did, but they will remember who showed up when it mattered most. They will remember the firefighter who ran in when everybody else is running out, the firefighter who brought calm into the chaos, the firefighter who treated complete strangers like family. And one day, long after tonight is over, somebody we never met will be alive because one of us refused to quit. That's what this badge means. So as we leave here tonight and step into the next chapter of our lives, I hope we never forget why we started. Never forget the responsibility that comes with this badge. Never forget the brotherhood sitting beside you. Never forget that no one owes you anything. And never forget the people counting on you to show up on the worst day of their lives. Stay humble, stay hungry, push yourself harder than yesterday, protect the man beside you, and never stop earning the badge you wear. And die tired. Thank you.
Please turn your attention to the TVs behind us for our class video.
Slido Fire. Want to be a firefighter to help out my community and better myself as a person. My name's Victor. Join the fire department for t-shirt. Everybody, my name's Ryan Welch. I work for Slide on Fire. The reason why I want to be a firefighter is I want to help those who need it and be a force bigger than myself. Anthony, I can lead from the fire service because it's the best job in the world and I like to help people. My name's Bryce Brothers. I want to be a fireman to help people and be part of the brotherhood. Kevin Tab, Slide Fire Department, District 1. I want to be make the best version of myself for me and others. Nicholas Manasari, Slide Out Fire Department. Greatest job in the world. Slide Out Fire, and I joined that I have a career to be proud of. Ricky Mastretta, Slide Out Fire Department. I want to serve my community and make a difference. Logan Waller, works for Slide Out Fire. And well, I want to be a firefighter because I get to help people and it's the best job in the world. Striker, Slide Out Fire. Been wanting to be a fireman for a while. I was a police officer. Helped me to get this line of duty before he passed. Had my mindset to it ever since. Oh, Boucher, I work for Slide Out Fire Department. Doing the fire department. Cool days like this is help people out, serve my community. My name is Ross McNeil. I work for Slide Out Fire Department. I want to become a firefighter for another family. Josh Gill, Slide Out Fire. I want to be a fireman to help people, save lives, get paid to do it. Ryan Bird, I work for Slide Out Fire, and I want to be a firefighter because saving lives and get paid to do is the best job in the world. Sorry. This is hard, dude. I don't like this.
If only that video had smells, it would. You would really appreciate it a lot more. We're going to move on to our words of recognition. The first one is for our class valedictorian. This person did not waver the entire time, and it was close because this class was very dedicated, and it was a competition to the end. But Bryce Carruthers. Also, stay right here. The first time, the physical fitness award is also for Bryce Carruthers. The physical fitness, Dean had help from a sports doctor, and he's put together a fitness routine for us, and we would do it every so often, every few weeks, and throughout the course, Bryce held the highest standard on that and was able to win that. But again, that was a neck and neck award. The last one is, we had a different name for it this year, but we're calling it the Pick It Up Award. And I think the person who says it knows is going to get it. That's Josh Gill, and I'll explain a little bit about that. I'm sure Josh is feeling, he's very quiet, but he's just a worker, and he just always shows up, always doing the right thing. And they were doing evolution, and maybe they weren't holding a standard that he thought it was, and out of nowhere he yells, "Pick it up!" in this like super country voice, and it kind of shocked all of us. But he didn't have to pick it up because he was always doing it. And so just a great person, and all of them are. But congratulations for those awards tonight. Next, we'd like to hear from our Board of Commissioner member, Ms. Tracy Powell.
Good evening. When they asked me to say a few words, I said, well, I don't really have a whole lot to say, but the chiefs were like, well, Tracy, we need somebody with a short speech to go right before chief to remind them of how long a speech should be. Just kidding, if you know, you know. Yes, my name is Tracy Powell, and I've been on this Board of Commissioners since 2022, and very, very proud to be a part of this organization. It's definitely one of the most cohesive and successful organizations I've ever been a part of, from the administration all the way down to the rookies. And I just want to tell you guys how proud I am of you, the entire board. There's another commissioner here, Mr. Jeff McDowell. I'd like to recognize him. Thank you, Commissioner. As commissioners, we have a meeting once a month. We deal with all the financial stuff, the business stuff, but we don't really know what goes on behind the scenes all the time. And last year was the first graduation that I was able to attend due to scheduling. And after watching that video and watching your video tonight, I just want to let you guys know that your work and physical and mental tenacity has shown me how much of a hero each and every one of you are, and as well as my father. My father is a retired fireman. He's 84. He still works out, does his sit-ups and everything else, and never understood how he could be so active, and now I do. He was disabled in the line of duty in the 80s. So I just want to tell you guys that your work has made me realize how much of a hero my dad is, and each one of you. I'm eternally proud of you guys. Keep up the good work, and like Clayton said, this is only the beginning. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. Congratulations. And without further ado,
Next, we'd like to hear from our chief, Fire Chief Chris Kaufman.
It's gonna be a minute. I just have to say, wow, you know, I almost have to I don't have to speak because the training staff instilled most of what I say at our graduation, but I'm gonna repeat it. I do want to recognize some people before we get started. Our Board of Commission, I thank you, because without a board and support, I truly believe when we all pulling in the same direction, anything's possible. I want to recognize the staff that's around me. Jay Gross, our Chief of Operations. Chad Dufa, our Chief of Administration. Cheryl Gross, Secretary to the Chief. And I want to also recognize our training staff. If you can't see what inspires me each and every day tonight, y'all weren't listening or looking. The staff out there, led by Chief Tim Harrison, phenomenal. Dean Murillo, Drew Martin, Timmy Dudenheffer, first class. Drew, you're forgetting because you're getting older. Talking about my gray hair now. Our instructors, I want to recognize y'all. If you can stand up, please. Clint Coulon, Trevor David, Chris Frazier, Brian Haley, Chris Hewitt, Norman Lucelot, aka the same person that did that video, Taylor McGooey, Jeremy Suba, and AJ Rubaleski. Those are adjunct instructors that support our training staff. Our training staff, after one of our recruit classes, came up with a program to create mentors so that our recruits have someone to reach out to, speak with when they may have a question, but may not want to bring it to one of the instructors. You know, so we assign mentors to our recruits. And I want to recognize Evan Juneau. If y'all here, stand up. Mitchell Arnold, Jeremiah McDonald, Taylor McGooey, Andy Garcia, Matt Crowley, Colin Brendel, and Trevor David. Let's give them a round of applause. Did I recognize Nikki Strahan? If you and Cheryl can stand up. Because behind the scenes process of the recruits before they actually get out there happens because of them. So thank y'all for that. If I could have all other uniformed personnel here tonight supporting this graduation, please stand. Thank you. You know, I'm gonna start by talking about the orientation, because we started with 17, we finished them with 16, and 2 of the 16 were not employees up until a few weeks ago. And we had Anthony and Bryce come to headquarters for their orientation after they were offered employment. So they were pretty excited to be offered employment, to be officially part of the team. And I think we all know where they work now from the video, right? Slidell Fire? I mean, everybody said the same thing. But talking with Anthony and Bryce, I said, man, what is one moment, one day that stands out to y'all going through the Recruit Academy? And they brought up Flag Day. So I'm looking at all of y'all. How do you feel about Flag Day? I don't want to tell you how long and how much running they did, but I'm going to give you between 10 and 15 miles, because I was told I can't give it up. You know, dragging 100-pound dummies, doing push-ups randomly, and achieving their class 226 flag. And from tonight, not only from the instructors, from everyone who spoke, class captains, y'all talked about teamwork. You know, in that moment, that Flag Day, y'all have achieved teamwork because you became one. And one is a unit working together, depending on each other. And I commend y'all for reaching that moment. And Anthony and Bryce, that is an important day. So y'all were paying attention, and I appreciate y'all sharing that with me. Just, you know, I just started 37 years. I'm only 47. That was for Drew. Still can't wait to get to work in the morning to do this job. I do not sleep in my uniform. Some people think that. But I say that because I hear the excitement in your voices tonight. You know, we're getting ready to take an oath of office to serve people we never even met before. You know, so I wanna welcome everyone tonight. Raise your hand if you came to the Family Day this week. And I thank y'all for taking time to come see what we do and what they do. Got to put on gear, got to walk around with them. Great turnout for everybody else, family and support that could come here tonight, because they can't do what they do without support from their families. But I wanna go back, you know, 16 weeks. You ask yourself, what did I get myself into? You've learned the importance of firefighter safety. You have a better understanding of the word teamwork and what it means. You all have grown and matured as individuals. You've learned your limitations when your partner is counting on you the most. You've learned that with hard work and commitment, you can achieve anything. You have found out who you are when working outside of your comfort zone. And now, with all your education and experience, you know what it feels like to have confidence. Always ask yourself, so you don't forget your purpose, and I think y'all mentioned that already, why you are here. Why did you pick the fire service? My words of encouragement and expectation. Be the person always willing to help others. Let your influence encourage the people around you, regardless of their rank. In this fire department, you don't have to be a chief to be a leader. Work hard every day to bring out the best version of you. When we talked in the beginning of the class, I told you, you may not know what the best version of you is. But hopefully through this process or through your career, you determine what that best version of you is. You are. And when I say that, because people go through life and don't ever find that person. And I ask you to do it not only here, but to do it off duty, at home, with family as well. Be that person on and off duty. Take ownership and pride of the things you're responsible for. Examples: checking the truck, making sure the air packs are ready and working, cleaning your gear, or cleaning the firehouse. All of those things are important. Chief Harrison talked about these core values. I want to touch the core values because we have them on every station, on every piece of equipment. We have our values stated. Honor, that's high respect, adherence to what is right. Courage, strength to face anything. Compassion, urgent desire to aid, recognizing someone suffering. Commitment, an obligation, quality of being dedicated. And integrity. That's honest, strong moral principles, and it's doing the right thing when no one's looking. I want to give you my commitment. I'm going to send you home the same way you arrived at work. Do solemnly swear to do my duty as a firefighter for St. Tammany Fire District Number 1 to the best of my ability, to serve my commanding officers with respect and dignity, to serve the citizens of St. Tammany with compassion, courage, and integrity, and to uphold the laws and constitutions of the United States of America, the state of Louisiana, and the rules and regulations of St. Tammany Fire Protection District Number 1. So help me God. Congratulations, Class 226.